What is up, everybody? What day is today? Thursday. Yeah, and I've lost track of the days. On this morning's episode of Walleyefest updates, I'm going to go through, I've got a little list here of questions that I had answered this morning online to a few customers in the Walleyefest.com webpage. So I figured I'd go through them because if one person's got a question, typically other people have the same question. So we'll take a minute and we'll go through all that today. So number one is I had a couple people ask about their banking info. And we use a company called Stripe. It's the same company we used last year to process all of our credit card transactions. They're the most secure in the marketplace right now. Fraud detection, hack, all that stuff. They're the top rated credit card processor out there. And with that being said, you can create a payment link. You can do it in advance. You can do it as soon as you set up your account. If you have the link from last year, which some people did, it's already in place. And I had some people that were concerned about their banking information. What that does for us, so you can pay however you want. I've seen people pay already with Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, your regular credit card. I see all that in the processing. But what the link does is starting this year, is if you win and there's cash that you're going to be paid, we're sending that directly to you through Stripe, directly into the bank account that you have listed in your link with them. Now, you do not need to set this up in advance. You certainly can. It's secure whether you do it in advance or at the time when you've won. There's no, again, I mean, I never say never, but this is the most advanced security credit card processor that we can find. And so you can do it in advance, but it's not necessary to do it in advance to buy your tickets and to fish the Derby. If you win, it will be required that you set that up so we can pay you, because that is how our payouts will be. There'll be no cash, there'll be no check. It will be done through that processor. Everybody paid with that processor to get in, and that's how we pay everybody out. It's secure. Within 24 hours, you'll have the payments. Everybody that wins and gets cash, it's the best way we found. We didn't utilize this last year. I don't even know if it was available last year. This is a new feature of theirs, I believe. But it checks a lot of boxes for us. It streamlines it, and you don't have to wait for your money. Okay? It'll be done automatically, digitally, right to the account that you put in. So that was number one. I talked to a couple people about that this morning, and I wanted to bring that up. Two is the accepted devices that you can download this on. I had somebody this morning say, I don't have a smartphone. And unfortunately, again, I've built this Derby to where it is the most inclusive that I could possibly make it. I want to bring in all of these different groups of people, men, women, children. I've really worked hard to do that. But with this new format, and everybody is on the same format, there are no exceptions, unfortunately. You must have a smartphone to be able to download the mobile app and to enter your fish on the water using your mobile device. And again, unfortunately, if you don't have a mobile device, smartphone that is able to download the app, you won't be able to participate. You'd have to get a smartphone, and I feel bad for that, but that's one of the very few hard and fast, no exception rules that we have. We we're moving to an all digital platform, which is what we've done, and there's no way around that. And I'm sorry for that, but so the accepted devices are your mobile phone. Number 3, I had one gentleman I spoke with this morning on the phone say, Matt, we're a little confused on how we enter our fish. Well, it's a very simple 3-step process, and the app walks you through it. Now, you can look at it, and you can, there's, as soon as the app opens, it opens to your app camera, and there is social post or fish submit. There's 2 buttons side by side, and you have to choose which one you're doing. So if you want to make a post to the social media feed, then you hit that button, and it's just a simple take a picture, put in a comment, whatever the case may be. The fish submit, and you don't really have a way of practicing that right now. You can certainly go in and look and then just delete it, because you can't submit it yet because it won't accept the submission because the derby's not active. It doesn't go active until midnight, 12:01 Saturday, May 3rd. So it won't allow you to submit all the way, but you can go and look through the steps. And what it does is the app walks you through step by step. And the 3 steps are the bump shot, which is your fish laying on the bump board, getting your measurement. 2 is the hero shot, which the app automatically turns the camera around into selfie mode. So you're holding the fish like this, and you're taking a selfie with it. That's called the hero shot. Now, the hero shot does 2 things. For us in the derby, it allows me to verify the person that caught that fish against their identification and their profile, so I know who it is. And 2, again, it's the hero shot. That's the grip and grin. That's the, yeah, I got a big one. That's what we'll use in all of our social media. That's what we'll use when you come up on stage. When you've placed, it'll be on the huge video screen behind us. And that takes the place of holding a dead or semi-dead fish up on stage. That's the hero shot, and so that's the moment where in real time you're all jacked up and excited that you've caught that big fish, and that's where you want to let it out. If you have other people in the boat with you, the camera, I believe, can be reversed and somebody else can take the picture of you, so it's a little more full frame than the selfie mode. But the selfie mode is really just to show that fish and that face, so I can make sure that the 2 match what's going on. So that's part of our process to make sure that we try to eliminate as much cheating and fraud as possible. And 3rd is the release video. And so you got that fish now in your hand, you have your camera, the app, and it tells you right there, take release video. You click the record button, it's got 15 seconds worth of time. You're going like this, you take that fish, you put it back in the water, it swims away, and you're recording that video. And so again, the app is walking you through those 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. It won't let you do anything else in that time frame while you're in the middle of your submission. As soon as that release video is done, there's 2 drop-down menus. One is species, and there's only 2 choices. It's either walleye or yellow perch, and then it asks you what the length of that fish was you just caught. So when you're looking at your fish on the bump board, you're making sure the nose is bumped right up against the bump. Pinch the tail together to get the longest possible measurement, and boom, you take that picture. You're telling me and the derby officials how long that fish is. So we have a picture to go by, and we have your word. My fish is 27 inches long. Here's the picture, and I enter 27 inches. Hit submit, and boom, off it goes. It goes right into the leaderboards that you're already entered in, and it shows up in your profile. Every fish you submit, every picture you submit for the social media post, archives in your profile just for you, okay? So it's a very simple 3-step process, and the app walks you through bump shot, hero shot, release video. 1, 2, 3. Next one up. I had a good friend of mine let me know he's got almost all the sponsor bingo squares already, and I knew, and my hope is that everybody goes to these sponsor bingo sponsors. That's how we support local. That's how we get out. I've got 7 or 8 of the 25 are tackle shops, and you got nothing to do on a weekend, you don't have the boat in the water yet, or the weather's cruddy, go visit all the tackle shops. You enter for free. As soon as you walk in and you see their QR code, you scan it in your app camera. As soon as your app camera goes over that QR code, you'll see it spin like this. It'll say collected, and when you see your bingo card, it'll be highlighted. That lets you know that you've got it. And you're automatically entered for free into that sponsor bingo's prize pack. And it goes to the main leaderboard. So even if you don't finish in the top 25 of the leaderboard, we go all the way down through every contestant until we find the fish that was entered into that prize pack. And that's how it goes. So even if you don't have a fish in the top 25, but you're entered in any of the sponsor bingo squares, enter your biggest fish of the weekend. You know, we want you to enter that fish. And every time you catch a bigger fish, you simply enter that one and you upgrade. And the app upgrades for you automatically, okay? But sponsor bingo, we need to get more of our anglers out to these locations, supporting these local. There's over $6,000 in prizes in this game alone, okay? And that goes to the #1 leaderboard. So that's $6,000 plus of prizes that are going to go into that prize pool, okay? So that's a big deal, and I really want to see our bingo sponsors get that love and that foot traffic to get into their buildings. There's a handful of them that are on their websites, the QR codes are, so you can do it from there, but the majority of them, you physically go into their business. You know, support those that support us. That's a big deal. And also the update as of this morning for ticket sales, the main leaderboard, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll go through the 2 big ones the 2 highlighted ones. The main leaderboard, we crossed over 100 people last night. We have 108 signed up for the Derby in the main leaderboard. And we already, and I love this, I love it, we already have 28 kids signed up in the youth divisions. So that's huge. You know, take a kid fishing is a big deal. If my grandpa wouldn't have taken me fishing when I was young, I wouldn't be sitting here today doing all this that I do. I'd be willing to bet that. He took me, was patient with me, taught me, and really that's where my love for fishing all started. And it was on a night of lake when I was 3-4 years old. You know, and that's a big commitment for somebody to take a child that young fishing. But he must have loved it, and he loved me, and he wanted to pass on what he loved to me. And that's really a wonderful thing. And every youth 17 years or younger has to be accompanied by an adult that's entered in the Derby. I mean, we can't have kids out, unfortunately, fishing on their own. So this really is the take a kid fishing. It doesn't necessarily have to be blood relation, but the adult has to register the kid. If the child has their own email address, whether through school or for video game account, and their own device, they still get registered by the adult, but the adult puts their information in, and they can be on the app, on their own device, enter their own fish. If the child is young enough or doesn't have an email account and a device, then there's also that option where you do it as the adult when you enter them, and you will enter their fish on their behalf in your device. So 28 kids already. Our record is 130. I really want to beat that record with kids this year. I really, 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 really want to. That's a huge deal. The 2 youth divisions, we pay out 100% in prizes only. So every dollar we collect, we put that into the prizes. We don't take anything from the youth boards, and we give back. And it's going to be more than 100% because between Chuck, my partner Chuck, and I, we always overgive to the kids. So that will be paid back in prizes only. It 100% plus this year. And I know we've given some great prizes to the kids the first 2 years. I mean, last year the top 10 kids walked out with armloads full of stuff: rods, reels, tackle boxes, lures, nets, backpacks, you name it. It really was. And to see those kids' faces light up because of what they've done. They've went out, they've caught the fish. And one thing I will say as a real caveat at the end of this, in the future, one of my focuses and goals is to have more youth involved. And this is one of those things, we all talk about getting kids off of their phones and off of their video games. Well, those things are here to stay. We're not going backwards, even if it would be better for them, we're not going backwards. But this app and how we've created it, especially when it comes to youth, but it's for everybody. And we have a lot of great features that we haven't even had time to roll out yet that will be coming in the future once the main derby is done in May. But this is an app that allows the kids the best of both worlds. It's going to be cool and fun, and there's the social media side. We're going to have some video gamification things in there later on. Your badge system. We have in the works developing our own currency in the app, just like you would win. For older people, think of it like going to the arcade in the old days or playing skee ball, and you'd win tickets, and then you'd take those tickets and you would go up to the counter and you'd give them an arm length of tickets for a prize. That's the way. All of the younger people or the kids, they know all of their video games has in-game currency that they can use for upgrades, or they can use for this or that. That kind of stuff is coming. We have it in the works already. But this app allows the kids to have the digital social component of the app in their phone, but it forces them to go out into real life and go fishing. And I think, and I hope, and I plan that that's going to be what really brings kids in, because there's nothing to say that the kid can't say to the parent or the guardian or the adult, "Hey, I want to do this cool thing and I want to go fishing. Will you take me?" Who wouldn't love to hear that? So this app allows both sides of life. It allows modern technology, mobile phone access, cool features. Again, we are going to keep dressing this up to where it should be and will be your app of choice as a fisherman. Especially the social media side will continue to be enhanced throughout time, but it also it focuses and it centers around being able to get out and go fishing. And you gotta go fishing. And fishing happens in the real world, in real life, in real time. And any time spent on the water, as we all know, is never wasted. Whether you catch anything or not is irrelevant. So, all right, that'll do it for today. That's update number 2. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Keep your tip up.